Hi all, I had quite an interesting over the board game recently. This was on the 10th of March 2016. It was in the Middlesex League Div II against David Whitehead. So this was against Kingshead 2. My team is Muswell Hill Chess Club. So David Whitehead kicked off with e4. I played the Sicilian Defence, not the French Defence. Yes, I had a bad season a few seasons ago with the French, and I think I've had much better results overall with the Sicilian. Maybe it can be more tactical, which suits my style more. Knight f3, and I was very pleased we go into an open Sicilian. So this is a real man's chess game, the open Sicilian variation, and the Najdorf. Yes, a fighting game. Bishop e3, and now the usual moves after bishop e3 is either e6, e5, or what I chose, knight g4 is fairly popular. And we get bishop g5, I play h6. There's a slight downside, I'm weakening my light squares, but I'm accelerating this fianchetto of the bishop here, putting pressure on the dark squares. Queen d2, knight c6, this has actually all been seen before. And even here, I play a move which is actually the most popular move according to Livebook, not castle, but to play bishop e6. And now white castled queenside. And here again, I played one of the top choices. Instead of castling, I played rook c8 because I want to, create some pressure on the queenside. And if white doesn't do anything, knight b4, and I'll have nasty things like bishop takes c3 coming for knight takes a2 check. But this next move is really good, knight d5. It snuffs out a lot of possibilities for black, and I think it's a very important move. Now in this position, a few things have been tried. a5 has been tried apparently. b5 has been tried. Knight ce5. And if you're completely mad, myself and Jobova, who is a very, very strong grandmaster, have both played in this position now, f5. Now, the Jobova game, apparently, was in 1999 against Gavriel, and that didn't end well for black here. That was in the Oropesa Del Mar 1999 tournament. They didn't end well because the game continued like mine with move 14 f3. Now I moved knight ge5, which I don't think is that bad, but Jobov actually played knight f6, and his game, just for those theoretically interested, went like this: bishop c4, where you can't really castle because knight takes f6 will be winning the bishop on e6. Something has to be done. Bishop, so knight takes d5. Here, this was the job of the game, but white managed to sort of leverage this g5 pawn, and this is quite dangerous for black if white can break through on the king side, and trying to open up the lines. And yeah, I'll be scared with black here. My king safety, king safety here doesn't look too good. And the game, just briefly to show you, look, it went like this, and it was a bit of a disaster for black. Knight f5 check, and that was the end of Jobova. Sorry, this might not be the Super Grandmaster. Pardon me. No, this is B Jobova. Let's get this right. He's 23-30. Actually, I don't think it's the Super Grandmaster anymore. It's a 23-30 called Jobova. So Gavriel was actually high rated at 2-4-4-3. Anyway, that was a disaster for black. And you might wonder, what am I doing with this move f5? Well, actually, it threatens f4, and if takes, I thought there were some interesting possibilities. If takes here, bishop takes, and then knight b4, and then there's a very interesting rook takes c2 check, and rook takes b2. If you look at this position, where does the queen go? It can be a complete disaster, because then we take this, and then look, this is mate. Or here in the corners, no better really. We're going to be winning lots of material, etc., or winning the queen, or mating. I don't know. This is horrible as well. So that's to be avoided. Yeah. So I thought f5 was quite a cute move. So anyway, f3. So here knight ge5, bishop f2. And now I take on e4 because I thought at least now my rook's kind of activated on the f file. bishop b6, queen d7, h3. And here I thought I really want to kick this pesky knight away, and I arrange a bishop rerouting here to be able to also play e6. So king b1, bishop g6. Now bishop d3, I was quite happy to get this light square bishop because I think fundamentally it's weakening white on the light squares. And now I kick the knight. I was very, very happy with the position. It made me excited. You know, it's nice to have a dynamic, aggressive position with the black pieces from a Sicilian defence. So I was very happy. You know, full of life, the position. You know, knight e5. And I'm threatening things like queen a4 here with the idea of knight takes d3 and bishop takes e4 if he's not careful. But he tucks his king away. So that kind of concerned me a bit. How am I going to get to his king here? And I come up with a crazy, crazy move, which I hope you can spot. What do you think I would play in this position if I give you 5 seconds starting from now? I want to get an attack going against the white king. But the king has gone to bed with a pot of tea in a cozy cover and seems to be warm and tucked up in bed without any issues at all, without a worry in the world, that king there. But how can we get some worries to the white king here? Kick the king out of bed, create a thunderstorm for the king here. How can we do that in this position? If I give you 5 seconds starting from now to pause the video, what would you play with the black pieces here? Okay, a5, yeah, positional sacrifice time. What do positional sacrifices do? Generally, you're losing material, but you're cranking up the pressure. That's the general equation there. If you want to crank up the pressure, and they're not very easy to calculate, of course. It's crazy, isn't it? It looks crazy, but I'm opening up the A file. He doesn't want to allow A4, A3 for sure, right? Because of this diagonal. So he takes with the bishop. And that provides a defensive posture potentially with the bishop to block the c file. So rook a8, bishop c3, but now rook a4, and I'm preparing to double rook. So I thought I had enough compensation. Knight c1, defensive, but it's up to me to prove an attack here. Queen c2, and the queen is coming usefully to b3. Actually, that's quite annoying, defending a2 and also on this diagonal. b5, queen b3, so I thought pretty logical. Okay, bishop f7 to try for d5. But now after rook hf1, I wasn't convinced. I thought he could do an exchange sack. Pardon me, but that might even be worse. The one I was worried about if I played d5 here was just if white sacked the exchange and then just simply took on d5, getting, you know, a second pawn. You know, this would snuff out my attack. So I didn't really want to allow the exchange sack. But in fact, there's even worse in this position if I play d5. From an engine point of view, if I didn't play king h8 and I play d5 immediately, the forcing move bishop takes e5. Yeah, because after this knight g4 and white's poking in on the squares. And that's a forking square there as well, which means I'll have to take there. And this is not very nice, actually. I don't think I've got any attack, and in fact white's got the attack. White's better there. I'm pinned down. Not very nice. So I'm glad, you know, I didn't really go in for that. So king h8, we have g4, bishop g8, and I'm still preparing now d5. We have knight c2 and now d5, d4. I played knight c4 and I was happy with the position, especially after this next move. I thought that this diagonal now, I'm the one with the light square bishop, which doesn't have a counterpart. So I put it on that lovely diagonal, bishop h7, rook f3, as if there's going to be a nuisance with doubling the rooks and rook f7. So I'll try and kick that rook away. I was hoping for rook g3. And I was surprised actually with this next move, just sacking the exchange actually instead of rook g3. On rook g3, you know, I was going to crank up some pressure somehow. I thought maybe like a move like queen a7, and then, you know, the idea of taking the queen away and rook takes a2, for example. So anyway, yeah, he sacks the exchange. I take that off, and I prepare to recharge the diagonal with my queen if needed. After knight e1 though, I spot a neat little tactical idea. Guess what black can play in this position? If I give you 5 seconds starting from now, just before my queen leaves this diagonal, there's a clue. There's something useful I can do in this position. So 5 seconds starting from now, just before the queen abandons this diagonal. There's one tactical operation that's useful here. Can you see? If I give you 5 seconds to pause the video starting from now. Okay. B4, yeah, White's a bit in trouble here. He has to go into a pin because the bishop can't drop back, so I'm just going to take that. So he has to go into a pin. And that's pretty nasty, this pin here. Yeah, after knight ed3, I play, yeah, knight d2. Technically, this is not the strongest, by the way. This does win material, but in this position, the strongest from an engine point of view, horrible engines, is actually in this position to play this. And then with the same idea of knight d2 here, forking rook and queen. Queen moves, then we like take on f3 because it will end up being like a rook up. Yeah, that would be more clear cut because my continuation, even though it's attractive, does technically allow a queen sack. Bishop takes d2, and but still, you know, black's better. Black's going to be better, but there's play left in the position. So yeah. Anyway, that was enough. My opponent was short on time anyway, so this isn't a pleasant position anyway. After knight d2, he resigned. I was very happy, and we went over it afterwards. My opponent's fantastic. I went to the pub after, and friendly team, King's Head, very friendly, great guys. And in fact, you know, the question is, do we really want to get back into Division 1? I mean, for me, that's a question, because in Division 1 of the Middlesex League, you know, unless you've got like 3 IMs on board 1, 2 and 3, 8 ball matches, it's very hard to win any matches. You need like IMs and GMs. A lot of teams are equipped with IMs and GMs in Division 1. So, yeah, we're getting close to potentially a promotion, which I'm not 100% sure will be a fun time, but yeah, I'm sure it will be a learning experience, I guess, a learning experience if we got to Division 1. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you got something from this game. I thought it was quite an exciting Sicilian Defence game. I thought I ought to show it because, you know, I am playing some interesting over the board chess recently when I'm not frightened to death of opponents. Yeah, I can play a decent game, it seems, occasionally. So I hope you got something from that. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.